Welcome back to our animal hospital in Roblox. And today we are testing an OP new trick that makes farming animal coins totally broken. As you know, the devs recently nerfed our favorite grinding method after the latest update. They changed how we gain animal coins when we block anomalies and check in visitors. Now, the more visitors you checked in and the more anomalies you prevented, the less money you would get from the next visitor or anomaly. But don't panic, because I just found a new strat to completely bypass this broken coin system today. This absolutely OP method destroys all previous grinding records and boosts our hourly payout from just measly 100 to 120 or even 150 animal coins easily. So, how does this crazy glitch actually work? Watch until the very end of this video to find out. Before we start this farm, we need to do some quick prep. You must have a class with a weapon right at the start. You need to pick security or secret agent because we need the maximum number of patients. The secret agent is actually pretty OP because you can make up to 140 or 150 animal coins, which is better than the 120 you get with security. Let's look at the first method when playing as security. First, I create a new game and tick on skip the doctor dialogue because nobody has time for that. After I enter the game, I go straight to attack the waiting patient in the lobby and carry them to a ward. I grab their DNA and turn on the analyzer. Next, I run back to the check-in desk and complete the check-in for the first patient. Then I go back to the first ward to analyze their illness and get the prescription. While waiting, I prepare the meds, which will always be one bandage, one med kit, and one med. Now I run to the room of the patient who just checked in, take their DNA, and start the analyzer. After that, I run out to check in the remaining visitor. While they walk to their room, I finish analyzing the first patient's prescription, which is always one herb. Finally, I treat the second patient and their cure is always eye drops. This gives me 6 animal coins in about 3 minutes, which is basically 120 animal coins if you do this for an hour. Now, if you use the secret agent class, the strategy changes a bit. First thing is still the same, you still create the game and attack waiting patient in the lobby. However, instead of checking in, we immediately shoot the patient standing at the check-in desk and carry them to a room. I do the same thing for the next patients until there's only one empty room left, and for this last patient, I just check them in normally. Then, I go back to the first patient I carried and start the analyzer. While it runs, I quickly run to the other rooms to grab DNA and start their analyzers too. I prepare the prescription for the first patient, which is always a bandage, a med kit, and a med. Next, I run out to check in one visitor. While they walk, I go back inside and finish the analysis for all the patients in the rooms. Now I treat them all. The patients I shot will always need one bandage, one med kit, and one med, while the one checked in normally only needs one herb. To finish, I go back out, check in the last visitor and the final patient, and treat them. This method gives me 16 animal coins in about 6.5 minutes, which translates to around 147 animal coins per hour, and even more if you're not as much of a slowpoke as I am. Let's talk about the game mechanics behind why this farm actually works. As y'all already know, the devs recently nerfed the money you get from visitors and prevented anomalies, meaning the more you do them, the less they pay. But the reward for treated patients is still 2 animal coins, and it never goes down. That is why this farm is so good. But you must be careful because you cannot use the secret agent trick with the security class. If you tase a walking patient with security, they will just run away instead of passing out, which wastes a lot of time. Also, the secret agent has 20 bullets, and you might think you can push this to 22 patients, but the treatment and waiting times will get too long. This actually lowers your efficiency. Keeping it at 6 patients is the optimal sweet spot that I have tested so far. That is the animal coin farm that I use to get coins. Do you guys know any other tricks to get more? Let me know in the comments. That is all for today. See you next time.